Hey pretty girls, it's Allthingspriti coming to you with a zine collaboration video. So I am participating in a collab with Tellhimthanku here on YouTube, and the collaboration involves us creating a zine every first Thursday of the month for the rest of the year. So I am super excited about this because it forces me to push the limits of my creativity. And if you missed last month's video, please go back and look at my video playlist and check out the zine collab video number 1. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with my zine. So here is my zine all laid out. I have just some pictures here, and turn it around. There's artwork and very little text. So when I fold it into a booklet, this is what I have. So let's talk about my zine. This is called Nightstand Cohabitation. And what do I mean by that? Basically, my zine this month is going to be, or is not going to be, it is a small zine about books that live on my nightstand. These are my I cannot wait to read books, but I have not read them yet. I can't wait to read them, and I'm dying to read them, but they have not gotten an ounce of my time. They cohabitate with me in my room. They live on my nightstand, waiting for me to run my fingers through them and caress the pages and extract the knowledge and wisdom from them. Right. As a librarian, you may or may not know, I'm a high school librarian, also called a media specialist, and I have the best job ever because I get to dwell amongst thousands and thousands of books and daydream. It's a writer's paradise. It's a bibliophile's paradise, and I get to do it every day. Anywho, my zine has the listing of books that I want to read. So, Awkward Black Girl by Issa Rae. And I'm not going to go into like summaries on what they're about. If you're interested, please Google them and see if they're things that you might like to read. A lot of them are young adult literature because I am a high school librarian. That's just kind of what I'm drawn to. Like, adult books are not always appealing to me. They're too serious or too much lame drama. I like to see what kids are dealing with. The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. If you have not read this book, I have started it. It is amazing. It is a talk of the year so far in 2018, just got started. I believe it's probably going to become part of curriculum at some point. Definitely have to read this book. I just drew this little girl reading with her legs crossed. And this is another one. Tyler Johnson Was Here by J. Coles. Piecing Me Together, Renee Watson. I just love the graphic on here. This is another amazing, well talked about read. So I highly suggest that. Sing Unburied Sing, a novel by Jesmyn Ward. I just purchased this. I have not read it yet. I've heard great things about it. Dear Martin. Excellent story. Nick Stone. I've only looked at parts of the book, but I've heard fabulous reviews about it. I cannot wait to dive into that. The Bells. This is one of the most recent books that has been published, and it's a fantasy novel, and I generally don't read fantasy. I think the last fantasy book I read was The Uglies by Scott Westerfield, and I really like that. This kind of reminds me of that maybe dystopian type book, so I'm really excited, and I loved the cover. I'm a sucker for a good cover. I'm sorry. That's me. And then last but not least is Bang by Barry. I don't know if it's Liga or Lika, but this was also another well talked about piece of literature that I cannot wait to read. So Nightstand Cohabitation is a series of books that dwell on my nightstand that are waiting for me to partake of them, that I just have not found time to read. Now, if you're wondering what the background text is, basically they are a list of books that are in my library that I'm dying to read. So I have them all on display, and I just walked around and wrote down all of the titles in the background. And I know I covered up most of them, but I at least wanted to acknowledge them, that they exist. I know you guys exist in my library. I'll get to you one day. One day. So that's my zine collab for the month of March. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you have any questions or if you have any great book suggestions, please leave them in the description box below. I would love to have some dialogue about what you're reading, and maybe something that has changed your life or inspired you to go in a particular direction. And yeah, shout me out. Give me a buzz. Thanks for tuning in, and until the next zine, I hope you all do what you love and love what you do.